The church bells tolled ominously as Winston stood at the altar, his heart pounding like a war drum. In that frozen moment, he glanced at his groom, Ryan, whose smile hid a storm Winston never saw coming. But when the priest asked for objections, a stranger burst through the doors, clutching a folder of damning evidence that exposed Ryan's hidden life, turning their dream wedding into a nightmare of shattered trust. Winston's world spun as the stranger, a private investigator hired by his own skeptical father, flung photos across the aisle. Images of Ryan in intimate embraces with another man, timestamps from just weeks ago. Gasps echoed through the pews, and Winston's knees buckled, the weight of betrayal crashing down like a tidal wave. He had met Ryan 2 years earlier in a bustling New York City cafe, where Winston worked as a barista to escape his conservative family's suffocating expectations. Raised in a strict Midwestern household, Winston had always hidden his true self, burying his attractions under layers of denial and forced heteronormative dates. Ryan, with his confident stride and easy laugh, had been a beacon, openly gay, successful in tech, and unapologetically authentic. Their first conversation sparked something electric. Ryan's stories of pride parades and family acceptance made Winston yearn for a life without shadows. As weeks turned to months, their relationship deepened. Late-night walks in Central Park, stolen kisses under streetlights, and whispered promises of forever. Winston confided in Ryan about his fears, his father's rigid views on masculinity, his mother's prayers for a normal son, and the societal whispers in their small-town roots that equated being gay with moral failure. Ryan assured him, "We'll face it together. Love like ours conquers all." But doubts crept in. Winston's family, upon learning of the relationship, reacted with fury. His father, a prominent businessman in Chicago, cut off financial support, declaring, "This is a phase, Winston. You'll ruin our name." His mother wept, begging him to seek therapy. The pressure mounted, forcing Winston to question if he was strong enough to defy them. Ryan, sensing the turmoil, proposed marriage as a bold statement. "Let's make it official. Show the world, and your family, that this is real." Planning the wedding became a battleground. Winston's parents refused to attend, citing religious convictions, while Ryan's liberal family from San Francisco embraced the union with open arms. Winston grappled with guilt, wondering if he was selfish for dragging Ryan into his family's drama. Yet, Ryan's unwavering support, helping Winston navigate coming-out conversations, standing firm during heated calls, solidified their bond. Or so Winston thought. Now, in the church, as the photos scattered like confetti of deceit, Winston's mind raced back to subtle signs he'd ignored. Ryan's late nights at work, evasive answers about old friends, a mysterious trip to Boston. The investigator's voice boomed. "Mr. Thompson has been involved with his ex-partner for months. Financial records show shared accounts." Ryan's face paled, his eyes pleading with Winston for understanding. Chaos erupted. Guests murmured, some fleeing in discomfort, others frozen in shock. Winston's best friend, Mia, rushed to his side, whispering, "We need to get you out of here." But Winston couldn't move, his gaze locked on Ryan, who stammered, "Winston, it's not what it looks like. Let me explain." The reception hall, meant for celebration, became an interrogation room. Winston demanded answers, his voice cracking with raw emotion. Ryan confessed. The ex, Jordan, had reappeared during a business trip, dredging up unresolved feelings from a past breakup. "It was a mistake," Ryan said, tears streaming. "I ended it, but he wouldn't let go. I didn't want to burden you before the wedding." Winston's heart tore between love and fury. Was this betrayal forgivable? The societal lens amplified his pain. Gay relationships already scrutinized, now tainted by infidelity. He thought of his family's warnings. These lifestyles lead to heartbreak. Had he been naive to believe in fairy tale endings? That night, alone in their apartment, Winston packed a bag. Ryan begged him to stay, promising therapy and transparency. But the damage was done. Winston fled to a hotel, staring at the city lights, questioning every decision. The hook of betrayal had sunk deep, pulling him into an abyss of self-doubt. As days blurred, Winston isolated himself, ignoring calls from friends and family. His father's voicemail gloated, "I told you so. Come home, son." The irony stung. His family's rejection had pushed him toward Ryan, only for this. He wandered Manhattan streets, reflecting on the internal conflicts that had defined his life. The shame of hiding his identity, the thrill of acceptance with Ryan, now poisoned by doubt. A chance encounter with an old high school friend, who had come out years ago, offered perspective. Love isn't perfect, Winston, but forgiveness is a choice. Yet, the maw of betrayal gaped wide. Winston decided to confront Jordan, seeking closure. In a dimly lit bar, Jordan revealed a twist. Ryan had indeed ended things, but Jordan's obsession led to manipulation, including hiring the investigator to sabotage the wedding. Shock rippled through Winston. Was Ryan the victim or the villain? The layers of deception unraveled, exposing not just personal failings, but societal pressures that twisted relationships. Gay men, often stereotyped as promiscuous, faced extra judgment, making trust fragile. Winston returned home, finding Ryan waiting with packed boxes. "I'll leave if you want," Ryan said quietly. They talked through the night, dissecting emotions, admitting flaws. Winston's anger softened into understanding, but scars remained. They agreed to postpone the wedding, seeking counseling to rebuild. Yet, the path ahead loomed uncertain. Winston's family, hearing the news, intensified their efforts to save him, offering financial incentives to end the relationship. Societal whispers, friends questioning if gay marriages could last, added fuel. Winston stood at a crossroads. Fight for love or succumb to doubt. In therapy, revelations poured out. Ryan admitted lingering insecurities from past rejections, fearing Winston's family would pull him away. Winston confessed his own fears of inadequacy, rooted in years of suppression. The sessions peeled back layers, exposing how external pressures amplified internal demons. A breakthrough came when Winston's mother called, her voice trembling. "I don't understand, but I miss my son." It was a crack in the armor, hinting at possible reconciliation. Ryan encouraged Winston to visit home, but warned of the emotional toll. The trip to Chicago was tense. His father greeted him coldly, but over dinner, conversations shifted from accusation to reluctant curiosity. "Why him?" his father asked. Winston's response, raw and honest, detailed the joy Ryan brought, contrasting the emptiness of hiding. His mother listened, tears in her eyes, admitting her fears stemmed from societal stigma, not hatred. Back in New York, Winston shared the experience with Ryan. It sparked hope, but also highlighted the ongoing battle. Their love, once idyllic, now bore the weight of reality. Trust rebuilt brick by brick, amid external forces eager to dismantle it. As they navigated this new phase, a job offer pulled Ryan to California. The decision tested them: relocate together or risk separation. Winston weighed the pros, escape from East Coast judgments against cons, leaving his budding family reconciliation. He chose to go a leap of faith, but on the flight, doubts resurfaced. Had he forgiven too quickly? The story of their love, marred by betrayal, begged the question of resilience. Settling in San Francisco brought a fresh start, but shadows lingered. Winston found work at a progressive nonprofit advocating for LGBTQ rights, channeling his pain into purpose. Ryan thrived in his tech role, but the move amplified their differences. Ryan's outgoing nature clashed with Winston's introspection, born from years of caution. One evening, at a Pride event, Winston met Ethan, a charismatic activist whose stories of overcoming family exile resonated. Ethan's flirtations were subtle, but Winston felt a spark, dangerous in his fragile state. He confided in Ryan, testing transparency. Ryan's jealousy flared, leading to an argument. "Are you punishing me for my mistake?" The fight escalated, unearthing buried resentments. Winston accused Ryan of emotional unavailability since the betrayal. Ryan countered that Winston's family baggage weighed them down. They slept in separate rooms, the silence deafening. Morning brought apologies, but the crack widened. Winston dove deeper into work, organizing events that highlighted societal discrimination against gay couples. He spoke publicly for the first time, sharing anonymized versions of his story, drawing applause but also internal turmoil. Was he exploiting their pain? Ryan, sensing the drift, suggested a weekend getaway to Big Sur. The drive along winding cliffs mirrored their relationship, beautiful yet perilous. At a secluded cabin, they reconnected physically and emotionally, vowing to communicate better. But on the return, a call from Winston's father shattered the peace. "Your mother's ill. Come home." The diagnosis, early-stage cancer, forced Winston back to Chicago. Ryan offered to join, but Winston insisted on going alone, fearing family tension. At the hospital, his mother's vulnerability cracked her facade. "I was wrong to push you away," she whispered. His father, stoic, admitted, "Seeing you happy matters more than my pride." The visit stirred mixed emotions. Winston returned to San Francisco renewed, but Ryan's absence during the crisis bred resentment. "You should have been there," Winston said. Ryan explained his fear of rejection, but it felt like an excuse. Tensions peaked at a dinner party with Ryan's friends. One, unknowingly, mentioned Jordan's recent move to the city. Ryan's discomfort was palpable. Winston confronted him later. "Is he still in your life?" Ryan denied, but a suspicious text message later that night suggested otherwise. The discovery led to an explosive confrontation. Ryan admitted occasional contact, claiming it was platonic closure. Winston felt the betrayal anew, questioning if trust could ever be restored. He stormed out, crashing at Ethan's place. Ethan listened empathetically, his presence a temptation. "You deserve better," Ethan said, leaning in. Winston pulled away, guilt flooding him. He returned home the next day, confessing the near miss. Ryan's hurt was evident. Is this revenge? They decided on a trial separation, each reflecting on what they wanted. Alone in a sublet, Winston delved into self-discovery. Therapy sessions explored his internalized homophobia, rooted in family and society. He attended support groups, hearing stories of similar struggles. Partners betrayed, families divided, societies judging. It humanized his pain, showing he wasn't alone. Ryan, meanwhile, sought his own counseling, confronting his fear of commitment stemming from past abandonments. He volunteered at a youth center for LGBTQ teens, finding solace in mentoring. Months passed. A mutual friend's wedding reunited them. Seeing each other across the room, the pull was undeniable. They talked afterward, sharing growth. Winston admitted missing Ryan. Ryan vowed change. They reconciled cautiously, moving back in together. But societal pressures persisted. A workplace incident, Winston's boss making offhand homophobic remarks, reminded him of ongoing battles. Ryan supported him in reporting it, strengthening their alliance. Yet, a new conflict arose. Ryan's promotion required international travel. Winston feared the distance would reopen wounds. "Go," he said, masking anxiety. Ryan left for Europe, promising daily calls. During the trip, Ryan's communications grew sporadic. Winston's paranoia spiked, imagining worst-case scenarios. A late-night call revealed the truth. Ryan had met Jordan in London, by coincidence, but chose to walk away. "I chose us," Ryan said. Relief washed over Winston, but the incident underscored fragility. Back home, they discussed boundaries, solidifying their commitment. Winston's mother's recovery brought the family together for Thanksgiving. Ryan joined, facing scrutiny. His father's initial coldness thawed over shared stories. It was a tentative bridge symbolizing progress. As the year ended, Winston reflected on the journey. From betrayal's shock to tentative healing. Love, he realized, demanded constant effort amid societal headwinds. But a final twist loomed. Ethan confessed lingering feelings, offering an out. Winston rebuffed him, but the temptation lingered in his mind, a test of loyalty. The new year dawned with promise, but undercurrents of doubt persisted. Winston and Ryan attended couples therapy religiously, unpacking layers of mistrust. Sessions revealed Ryan's childhood trauma, abandoned by his father, leading to attachment issues. Winston shared his own scars from familial rejection, how it made him cling too tightly. Work consumed Winston, his advocacy role expanding to national conferences. At one in Washington, D.C., he met Senator Hale, a closeted gay politician fighting for equality bills. Hale's double life mirrored Winston's past, inspiring yet cautionary. "The personal cost is high," Hale confided. Returning home, Winston pushed for more openness in their relationship. They hosted a coming-out anniversary party, inviting both families. Ryan's side mingled easily. Winston's arrived hesitantly. His father pulled him aside. "I'm trying, son, but this world confuses me." It was progress, but Winston sensed underlying tension. A crisis hit when Ryan's company faced a scandal. Data breach involving LGBTQ user info. Ryan, as lead developer, was implicated in oversight. Media scrutiny intensified, outing personal details. Tabloids painted him as unreliable, fueling societal stereotypes. Winston stood by him, but the stress strained them. Arguments flared over minor things, masks for deeper fears. One night, Ryan snapped, "Maybe we're not meant to be." Winston, hurt, retreated. In solitude, Winston questioned his choices. Had he sacrificed too much? Friends advised patience. Others suggested cutting losses. Ethan reappeared, now a colleague on a project. His presence a constant reminder of alternatives. The investigation cleared Ryan, but damage lingered. Job offers dwindled, he considered quitting tech. Winston encouraged reinvention, but Ryan's depression deepened. "I feel like a failure," he admitted. To lift spirits, Winston planned a surprise trip to Hawaii. Beaches and sunsets rekindled romance, but a heated debate over future plans. Adoption, perhaps, exposed divides. Ryan wanted kids. Winston feared passing on his traumas. Back home, Winston's father called with news. A family business opportunity in Chicago. "Join us. Leave that life behind." The offer tempted Winston financially, but meant abandoning Ryan. He confided in Ryan, sparking fear. "Are you leaving?" Ryan asked. Winston reassured, but the seed of doubt grew. Ethan, sensing vulnerability, proposed a date. Winston declined, but the flirtation boosted his ego, leading to a secretive coffee meet. Guilt consumed him, he confessed to Ryan. The revelation devastated Ryan. "After everything, you do this?" He moved out temporarily, leaving Winston in anguish. Reflection hit hard. Winston realized his actions stemmed from unresolved pain, a cycle of hurt. He wrote Ryan a letter, pouring out regrets, vowing change. Ryan returned, letter in hand. "We both messed up, but I love you." They recommitted, setting stricter boundaries. Societal winds shifted with a Supreme Court ruling strengthening LGBTQ protections. It buoyed them, but personal battles continued. Winston's mother, now in remission, visited, bonding with Ryan over cooking. Her acceptance warmed Winston's heart. Yet, a betrayal from within. Winston's sister leaked family drama to a gossip blog, amplifying their story. Public backlash ensued, hate mail, online trolls. It tested their resilience, forcing them to go public with a joint statement. The experience unified them, turning pain into advocacy. They started a podcast on gay relationships, sharing raw truths. As momentum built, Ryan proposed again, this time privately. Winston accepted, but with caveats: ongoing therapy, family involvement. Planning the second wedding, they invited everyone, emphasizing forgiveness. Winston's father agreed to walk him down the aisle, a monumental shift. Rehearsal dinner brought tensions. Jordan appeared uninvited, claiming amends. Chaos ensued. Ryan confronted him, Winston intervening. Jordan left, but the incident reopened wounds. On wedding eve, Winston pondered. Was this right? The journey's costs, emotional scars, lost trust, weighed heavy. Wedding day arrived under clear skies, a stark contrast to the first attempt. Winston and Ryan exchanged vows in an intimate garden ceremony, surrounded by cautiously supportive families. The priest's words on love's trials resonated deeply. As they kissed, applause erupted, but Winston's mind flashed to the prices paid. Honeymoon in Europe offered respite. Paris's romance reignited passion, but Rome's ancient ruins prompted reflections on enduring love amid ruins. Ryan admitted ongoing guilt. Winston shared persistent doubts. They promised vigilance. Back in San Francisco, life normalized. Winston's promotion led to travel. Ryan started a consultancy. Distance tested them, but technology bridged gaps. A bombshell dropped. Winston's father suffered a heart attack. Rushing to Chicago, Winston found him frail, regretting past harshness. "I was wrong about you and Ryan," he whispered. Reconciliation mended old rifts, but highlighted mortality's sting. Ryan joined, his presence easing tensions. The family bonded over hospital vigils, shared meals. Winston's mother confided, "Seeing your love changed us." Recovery brought family vacations. A trip to the Grand Canyon symbolized vast challenges overcome. Yet, undercurrents persisted. Societal debates on gay rights flared with new legislation threats. Winston lobbied in D.C., facing opposition from conservative groups. Personal attacks online targeted their marriage, calling it unnatural. Ryan worried for Winston's safety. Winston pushed on, driven by purpose. A moral dilemma arose. Ryan's firm offered a lucrative contract with a homophobic client. Ryan debated accepting for financial security. Winston argued against, citing ethics. The clash peaked. Principles or practicality? Ryan chose to decline, straining finances but strengthening morals. The decision led to cutbacks, testing commitment. They downsized but grew closer in simplicity. Ethan resurfaced as a rival advocate, criticizing Winston's methods publicly. Jealousy brewed. Winston suspected Ethan's motives. Confrontation revealed Ethan's bitterness over rejection. The feud spilled into their podcast, drawing listeners but exhausting them. Ryan suggested pausing. Winston insisted on fighting. Burnout hit Winston hard. A panic attack during a speech forced reevaluation. Ryan supported, urging balance. They adopted a dog, symbolizing family expansion. Discussions on children intensified. Ryan pushed for surrogacy. Winston hesitated, fearing societal backlash on gay parents. Research revealed horror stories, custody battles, discrimination. It amplified Winston's fears, rooted in his upbringing. A breakthrough, meeting gay parents at a support group. Their joys outweighed struggles, inspiring Winston. They proceeded, selecting a surrogate. The process was grueling, legal hurdles, emotional roller coasters. Societal judgments loomed. 2 dads? Poor kid. Announcement to families mixed. Ryan's enthusiastic. Winston's cautious but supportive. Pregnancy progressed, but complications arose. Surrogate's health scare. Anxiety peaked. They rallied, attending appointments. Birthday arrived. Holding their son, Lucas, tears flowed. Joy overwhelmed, but reality set in. Sleepless nights, societal stares. Winston's father visited, holding his grandson tenderly. "This is family," he said, erasing past divides. Yet challenges mounted. A daycare rejected them subtly, citing values. Winston fought legally, winning but drained. Ryan's work suffered. He resented Winston's activism, pulling focus. Argument ensued. "Our family first." The strain led to a near break. Ryan considered leaving. Winston begged, promising change. Counseling helped recalibrate. They set priorities, family over fights. As Lucas grew, their love deepened, but the story's essence questioned costs. Toddler years brought chaos and delight. Lucas's first steps, words, filled their home with light. But external pressures persisted. A viral video of Winston at a protest drew threats, forcing security measures. Ryan worried constantly. "Is this worth risking our son?" Winston defended. "Fighting ensures his future." The divide grew. Ryan sought normalcy. Winston craved change. Friends noticed, offering advice, some urging compromise, others separation. A family crisis amplified. Winston's sister, struggling with addiction, sought help. Winston supported her, but it drained resources. Ryan felt neglected, leading to isolation. One night, Ryan confessed, "I miss us." Before all this, Winston realized his activism had become an escape from personal fears. They planned a sabbatical month in rural Vermont. Nature healed, rekindling intimacy. Lucas thrived. They discussed balance. Return brought resolve. Winston scaled back advocacy, focusing on family. Ryan appreciated their bond strengthening. Societal shifts helped. Landmark laws passed, easing fears, but personal betrayals lurked. An old friend revealed Ryan's past fling during separation. Details Winston didn't know. Hurt resurfaced. More secrets. Ryan explained. It was nothing, a mistake in pain. Winston struggled to forgive, questioning patterns. Therapy uncovered Ryan's sabotage tendencies, stemming from insecurity. Winston confronted his trust issues. They worked through, but scars deepened. Lucas's questions about two daddies prompted honest talks, exposing societal indoctrination. School enrollment brought discrimination, peers bullying Lucas. Winston raged, advocating change. Ryan preferred quiet resolution. The clash peaked at a PTA meeting. Winston's outburst alienated some. Ryan accused overreaction. Home argument turned ugly. Accusations flew. Ryan packed, staying with friends. Alone with Lucas, Winston reflected on sacrifices. Love's price in a judgmental world. Reconciliation came via Lucas's plea. "I want Daddy home." Ryan returned, vowing effort. They adapted, co-parenting seamlessly. Winston's book on their journey became a bestseller, turning pain into inspiration. Fame brought scrutiny. Interviews probing betrayals, family rifts. They navigated carefully, protecting Lucas. A moral crossroads. A documentary offer exposing vulnerabilities. Ryan opposed. Winston saw opportunity. Debate raged. Privacy versus impact. They chose no, prioritizing family. As Lucas entered school, normalcy settled. But a health scare, Ryan's diagnosis of anxiety disorder, shifted dynamics. Winston supported role reversal, strengthening empathy. Years passed. Lucas flourished, aware of his dad's story. Family gatherings normalized, bridges mended. Yet, underlying questions lingered. Had choices been right? The drama's echoes shaped them. Adolescence hit Lucas like a storm, mirroring his parents' past turmoils. At 13, he questioned his identity, confiding attractions to boys. Winston and Ryan guided gently, but societal pressures amplified: school bullies, online hate. Winston relapsed into activism, protecting Lucas. Ryan cautioned restraint. "Don't make him a symbol." Tension brewed. Lucas rebelled, skipping school, echoing Winston's youth. A family intervention revealed deeper issues. Lucas felt burdened by their public story. "I just want to be normal." Guilt crushed Winston and Ryan. They pulled back from spotlight, focusing inward. Therapy for all unearthed generational trauma. Winston's suppression passing subtly to Lucas. Ryan's confession. Lingering contact with Jordan years ago, platonic but hidden. Winston's fury reignited old wounds. "Why now?" Winston demanded. Ryan. "Fear of losing you again." The revelation tested limits. Separation loomed. Lucas begged unity. They chose forgiveness, but with conditions: total transparency. As Lucas navigated coming out, they supported unconditionally. School advocacy led to policy changes, a small victory. Family evolved. Winston's parents, now elderly, fully embraced. His father's deathbed words, "Proud of you." Grief united them. Ryan's career shift to nonprofit work aligned passions. Retirement loomed. They moved to a quiet suburb, reflecting on the journey. From shock betrayal to resilient love. Highs. Weddings, birth, reconciliations. Lows. Deceptions, separations, societal battles. Winston pondered the moral ambiguities. Was hiding truths ever justified? Did societal progress excuse personal costs? Their story, rich with drama, ended not in perfection, but acceptance. But was forgiveness always the right choice, or does it sometimes enable more pain?